Dating coach reacting to women reacting to dating profiles part 4 with very good lessons for you so you can go on a lot of dates with a lot of beautiful women or find your soulmate.
The next guy is 34 and it's a picture of him and a kid, and I would not date somebody that has a kid, so I would assume if it's his first picture he probably wants people to know that it's his kid.
Right, which would be the right thing to do if you would be okay with that, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's good to be like upfront about it. So, but he also doesn't say. Oh, there's another picture of him and the kid. So I would swipe left because I would assume it's his.
Yeah. Do you think if guys have kids, they should put it in their bio?
Yeah, because I actually did go on a date with a guy who did not say he had a kid, and I found out on the date, and like I thought he was talking about his dog. Apparently, he was talking about his child.
Dog dad is actually a real dad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so should you only post a photo with a kid if you're a dad? Or some guys will post photos like with their niece or nephew.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it is really cute if guys post photos with kids, and I feel like every time a guy does that and it's not his kid, he literally says like, not my kid, or it's like my niece or my nephew.
Yeah, so maybe clarify then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think girls would love that.
Okay, because they want a guy who's like a good fatherly figure.
Good points. If it is not your kid, well, yes, then clarify. Otherwise, you're losing a lot of matches that otherwise could have turned into matches. Another thing, yeah, this guy has a kid and he's clearly showing it in multiple photos, even opens with it. Opening with it, that's not a good move. Showing later in the profile, I think it is a very honest move. And we have guys in the mentoring program that have kids clearly stated in their bio and even show so in the photos, and their results went up when they showed these things rather than hid these things. It's all about showing this in the right way.
I don't know what this is. With this thing he's holding, it looks like some sort of machine. Oh, he has a dog. And I like German Shepherds. Oh, he has a dirt bike. Okay, that's cool. I like that. He's got a nice suit. See, like he has photos of him by himself and they're not weird. Like the last guy.
Okay. So whatever this guy's doing is working.
Yeah. He also has a Subaru. It looks like a Subaru WRX, so I like those.
Okay.
So that's cool.
What about a bio?
Who is trying to buy a house in the woods with me? Okay, so I like that he's trying to buy a house. I don't know what he does. What's a plastisol technician? I don't know what plastisol is.
No idea.
I don't know. We're gonna assume that he has a good income. So,
Does he look like he has a good income?
I don't know. I mean, if you have a dirt bike and you have the luxury of dirt biking, I'm sure you do. And he has a Subaru, so. Oh, and he skis. I love skiing. And he hikes. And I would, yeah, this guy's.
Okay, match with him. I'll give him your info.
Yeah.
Funny, right? I think that everyone watching this video would agree with me if we look at these two. She seemed quite into this guy. At least she was fond of the profile. I think we can agree that purely looks-wise, she is better looking than he is. What this guy did very well, and we discussed this in part 3 of this series, he's telling a story with his photos. You can see that he's doing things. It's not just a bunch of selfies of him that just show him. He's on a boat, and it's not look at me showing off that I'm on a boat. It just looked like probably a small rental on a vacation, but he's doing a fun trip. Then he's hiking together with his dog. Then he is dirt biking twice. Then one photo he's dressed all formally in a suit. And then there was more things that I forgot, but there's already 4 different things. He's telling a story of what he likes to do. What would life with him be like? What are you guys gonna do together? Also in the bio, he's saying, look, I want to buy a house in the woods. Who's with me? Great little togetherness scenario. I like it. Points of improvement for this guy. Dress better. Take a haircut that better suits the shape of your face.
I feel like when men post photos with their buddies, it's almost like a tease because usually the buddies are cuter than the guy. And then you go and click and you're like, yep, wasn't. Oh, he actually was a cute one out of the 3. Okay.
Very interesting point. Group shots make sure that A, the spotlight is on you, B, you're the more attractive one out of the group of friends. I know sometimes this can be really annoying when you have really good looking friends, but then don't make the photos with them. Secondly, she said it's almost like a tease, and this is super funny because before I started recording this video, I was on a TextGod mentoring program coaching call, and there I was talking about this with some of the mentees, and I was like, sometimes a girl, even though you look at the profile and you're into her, she looks hot, and then suddenly she has a photo with her friend who's even hotter. And I'll admit, I'm probably very shallow, but suddenly I lose part of my interest because she's posing next to her way hotter friend. Well, at least this woman on the screen thinks the same way as me. I'm like, why would you do that? And then I was like, well, maybe some of them do it on purpose because that way they can filter out guys like me. Because once you meet her and you date her, she doesn't want you to start doubting anything if her friend is way hotter, right? So maybe some do it as a trap. Either way, for guys, if you want to maximize the amount of matches you're getting, do not pose with your friend who's twice as tall as you, way more jacked, dresses better, and looks better.
I like this guy's profile. I don't think he's not really my type, but I think he has a great profile. I think his first photo should definitely be just a photo of himself, though.
True.
I keep scrolling, his photos get better. He has one selfie in here that's a little odd.
What do you think of selfies in general?
I don't like them for a guy.
So here's the thing. He looks by far the best in his selfie. So that tells me this guy is quite photogenic and he can really up his photo game. Look this good or even better in a professional photo shoot. Have that as your first photo, his results instantly double or more. Secondly, don't smoke a cigar in half of all your photos. Andrew Tate.
I don't even really necessarily like them for me unless it's like bang, bang, like in some fire sunlight, you know? But this guy's... I'm gonna look at his profile.
What's his bio?
Specialize in facilitating laughter, intrigue, adventure, and occasionally a copious amount of shots. And he put his height in his bio. 6'3", buddy.
What do you think about the height in the bio?
I don't like it. Like, what do you think? Like, you could just put 6'3", I'm over 6 foot, and she's gonna sit on me? Like, no. It honestly pisses me off a little bit. Like, have a little bit more than your height to offer.
So I agree with her. I mean, she's being a little bit dramatic about it, but I also always tell my guys, hey, if you are tall, then show it in your photos rather than saying your height at the end of your bio. Because it indeed subcommunicates. It's almost like you don't really understand women and you're like, oh, well, I am tall and they like that, so I'm going to say it. Like, I'm going to sell myself that way. But what is way stronger is if you have a photo and by comparing you to whatever else is in the photo, a smaller friend or a car or a tree, whatever it is, people will get, they'll get it, you know, they'll be like, oh, he's quite tall. That's hot. And it's even hotter because you're not the guy that went yelling about it in his bio, like, hey, I'm 6'3", by the way.
And I guess he does specialize in facilitating laughter. That's just too much for me. That's like, buddy, I'll facilitate the laughter. Don't worry about that part.
I think what she's trying to say there is that his specific choice of words is a bit too try hard for him. For her.
So next one, Colin is 26. Again, it's a selfie, so like, and he's not my type, so I probably would just immediately swipe left. Second photo is also a selfie.
Does he have a photo in there that would be better as his first photo?
Okay, I'll interrupt them right now. I'll tell you, this guy, I can already see from these 2 crappy selfies, change your ungroomed, unhygienic looking beard, change your haircut a bit, have someone else take a photo of you somewhere outside with a decent outfit. This is an attractive guy that's going to get good results, but it's not going to work by making selfies from this up close while the last time you did anything about your hair was 7 years ago. It's just not going to work.
How many likes do you get? So not matches necessarily, but likes.
At least 200
Per day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's that's another reason why I'm not on there a lot, because I feel like people, when you get a lot at once, it's very overwhelming. And not only that, now you're just like, okay, are they actually like liking me, or are they just sending a like?
So then how many matches do you get?
So out of that, I would say like
80, 90 a day as far as matches. But then again, it's like the quality of that. Like there's maybe half as far as like quality of like guys on there.
Okay, interesting, right? She gets 200 likes per day. And she says it's overwhelming. And this is relatable for a lot of women. They get a lot of likes and it is overwhelming. That's also one of the reasons why oftentimes the girls who actually get out on a date are the ones who are newer to the app. Because they are not desensitized, do I pronounce it correctly, by the overwhelming amount of dumb profiles that send dumb texts that they have to read and be like, ugh, I don't want to talk about that. And you can only handle that for so long until you delete the app, put it aside for a while, until you come back for another dose of validation in hopes of finding that one special guy or at least someone who's cool enough to go out with on a date. Secondly, out of those 200, she said about 80 she likes back. That's a surprisingly high amount. And with most women, I would say it's going to be lower. And out of those 80, half of them would be quality. So I'm not entirely sure why she swiped the other 40. I think some of the other 40 could still get her out on a date if they have a really good opener and can keep the convo going. For help with that, download my free stuff in the bio, in the video description. You can just copy paste some text and get some good inspiration, example screenshots for free. Just get on my newsletter. I'll send you good shit. The other 40 are quality, but then again, imagine you have 40 high quality matches every day. You cannot talk with all of them. You cannot keep up. So the ones that send the weakest text, you're not going to respond to them. Same goes for them. The few guys that know how texting works, they are going to get all the fun. And the other ones, there's no time for that. A woman only has so many hours in a day. I think it's about 24.
So I rarely swiped right on people. Right? Isn't that what gives you a match?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you probably didn't have that many matches then, if you weren't swiping.
Yeah, no,
right.
I didn't have a ton of matches. Or I would match with someone, then I would all of a sudden be like, I just don't really feel like putting in the effort to talk to this person.
All right.
So I only had like maybe a match or two a day, mostly because I was being a little picky.
So matches, not a lot, because like you can have however many people like you, but you obviously only match with them if you're interested back. And we were talking about, like, it is very easy to be harsh on people. So I feel like I didn't actually match with a lot of people. So honestly, probably only like a couple a week.
So how many likes would you get? Maybe not people that you matched with necessarily, but people that liked you.
So there was a time where like I wasn't on it for a few weeks. And so like maybe even like a month. And when I went on, there was like 400 likes. So
Okay.
I remember that.
So yeah, so you got, that's a lot.
400 likes when she wasn't on there for a month, but that does not mean that she needed a month to get 400 likes. She'll have it after one day, maybe even. It's just that when she becomes really inactive, the algorithm of the app is not going to show her to guys anymore. Women of this quality will get way more likes and matches than they have time for.
So describe the perfect dating profile. Like what are his pictures? What is his bio?
Oh, now I'm curious what she's going to say. Describe the perfect dating profile.
The perfect dating profile is just, they show their hobbies, they show their style, they show their friends, they show their job, in photos. They show if they have any pets, I don't know. And then their bio is, I would say something like short that like maybe something funny that shows something about their personality, and like is a conversation starter. Like if you were to swipe, then you could like say something based off their bio, but not something like crazy long, because then they're just trying too hard. But nothing sexual. I think that's weird. But just something short and sweet.
First part of what you said, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be nuanced and I could even disagree with. Let's say I'm about 50-50 on it. But when she went to the bio, this woman knows what she's talking about. Short, that shows personality, is not trying too hard, and is easy to use to make openers or a later point in the conversation easier. Very, very good. Yes, I want to high five her. Yes.
Something adventure-y, however that manifests, but more adventure-y than just like a close-up selfie and you're like under a tree, you know? You're doing something cool outside or on a trip.
somewhere. Makes me feel like you have some life experience or you value going to travel or value being with friends. I think one friend's photo is acceptable to show that like you got a life.
Okay, so you also heard the last woman say it, show your friends. And this one also says one photo, show your friends. Sure, yes, a social pic can really help. It's definitely not needed. We've built hundreds of profiles with no social pics that outperformed other profiles. It can help, however, but if you do it, it has to be really clear who you are in the photo, right? So you can either do that by the positioning of you in the photo or the crop. Let's say I'm here with two friends. I'll have parts of them cropped off. So it's just all eyes on you. Oh, it's this guy. It's not a puzzle. It's not a where is Waldo type of thing.
Dog pics, we love them. Very cute. That shows a warmer side to someone. I like the outfit choices too. Maybe give us a couple different. Like, okay, you got a sporty outfit. Nice. Can the kid look sharp? All right. We like that. Look at that handsome photo of this guy who went to a wedding once, you know? Like, give us some variety and hammer it home with these profiles where you have an opportunity to have a bio or say something silly or funny or anything. Like, I'll never forget on Hinge, we had this one guy, me and my friend were dying. When we were in Florida and we downloaded it, you can actually leave a voice message. And I forget what the heading was, but it was like, oh, I know. It was how to pronounce your name. And we listened to the voice recording. We were crying tears of laughter because it was just like, Shania Twain or something. And his name was obviously not Shania, but just like we weren't expecting it and we were just like dying. And then all of a sudden his profile, he was an attractive person because we're like, that was fucking hilarious. Like how to pronounce my name. And it was just like, I actually don't even think he put an accent. He was just like Shania Twain, like was straight up about it. And it was incredible. So like, and I remembered that was months and months ago. So I think utilizing the opportunity to have something funny in your bio.
Yeah, good one. I mean, guys, go ahead, steal the friggin' Shania Twain trick. Also, when us guys see a profile of a girl and she chose the how to pronounce my name prompt and she's showing you how to pronounce her name, I'm like, what? Out of everything you could have shared with us, you think we care at this point how to exactly pronounce your name? Doesn't seem like the most fun person to me. Way more fun if let's flip it around. There's a woman's profile. You look at it. It says how to pronounce my name. Her name's Sarah. You click it and she's like Dwayne Johnson, whatever. It would be funny. Steal it. Editor, I'm gonna cut it off there. Yeah, that's a good ending.